Hi, everyone. I'm Jack, and welcome to the show.
And I'm Elena.
Today, we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
How to stop caring what people think of you.
hmm
It's something that I know I've personally struggled with for, you know, my whole life.
It's a common struggle.
Yeah.
I think it's something that almost everyone experiences to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just that some people are better at hiding it than others.
Yeah, I think it's really ingrained in us.
It is.
Like, it's kind of a natural human instinct to want to be liked and accepted.
Absolutely.
Because, back in the day, you needed your tribe to survive.
Exactly.
If you were kicked out of the tribe, you were in trouble.
It was a matter of life and death.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So, yeah, it makes sense that we would have this deep-seated fear of being judged or rejected.
And that we would care so much about what other people think of us. So it's normal,
It is completely normal.
but it can be a problem
Oh, absolutely.
when it starts to control our lives.
Right.
When it stops us from doing the things we want to do.
Or from being who we truly are.
Exactly.
We can end up living our lives for other people instead of for ourselves.
Yeah, I know I've definitely been there.
I think we all have at some point.
Where it's like, I'm so worried about what other people are going to think
Mm-hmm.
that I don't even do the thing.
Right.
I don't even try.
It's like we're giving other people all the power.
Yeah.
We're letting their opinions dictate our lives.
And I think one of the things that makes it so hard
Mm-hmm.
is that feeling that everyone's watching you.
Oh, the spotlight effect. It's
Yeah.
like we have this spotlight on us all the time.
Yeah, and everyone's just, scrutinizing our every move.
Judging our every word.
Yeah, and it's easy to get caught up in that.
It is.
Especially, I think, nowadays with social media.
Oh, absolutely.
Where you're constantly seeing these, perfect curated versions of people's lives.
And it's so easy to compare ourselves to those and feel like we're not good enough.
Yeah, it's like a recipe for insecurity.
It really is.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
most people are not actually paying that much attention to us.
They're too busy worrying about themselves.
Yeah.
They're too busy thinking about their own spotlight.
So we're all just kind of walking around with these imaginary spotlights on our heads,
Pretty much.
thinking that everyone's watching us.
But in reality, they're not.
Yeah.
They're too busy worrying about their own spotlights.
So it's like this big illusion,
It is.
this big collective delusion.
But it feels so real.
It does.
It's hard to shake that feeling.
Yeah.
That feeling of being watched and judged.
So what do we do about it?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we're going to dive into some practical tips and strategies
For how to stop caring so much about what other people think.
and start living our lives for ourselves.
Exactly.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too. Something that can really help with this is gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
How does that help with not caring what people think?
When we're focused on all the things we're grateful for, it's harder to get caught up in those negative thoughts about what other people think of us.
I guess it makes sense.
It's like shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have.
Yeah.
And when we're feeling more grateful, we're naturally going to feel more happy and content.
So it's like gratitude kind of helps to boost our self-esteem
Exactly.
because we're focusing on our own good qualities and blessings.
And that makes us less reliant on external validation.
Best dependent on other people's approval.
Right.
I like that.
And another thing that can help is mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about mindfulness, but I'm not really sure what it is.
So mindfulness is basically just the practice of being present in the moment.
Okay.
It's about paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment.
So not getting carried away by our thoughts.
Exactly.
Just observing them
Yes.
without getting all tangled up in them.
Right.
And how does mindfulness help with not caring what people think?
Well, when we're more mindful, we're more aware of those negative thoughts and feelings that come up when we're worried about what other people think.
Okay.
And we can start to challenge those thoughts.
Instead of just letting them run wild,
Exactly.
we can kind of take control of them.
And choose to focus on more positive and helpful thoughts instead.
That makes sense.
And another thing that can be really helpful is detachment.
Detachment.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by detachment?
It's about letting go of the need to control the outcome of a situation.
So if I'm giving a presentation at work,
Mm-hmm.
I can prepare as well as I can, but then I just have to let go of the need for everyone to like it.
Exactly.
I can't control how other people are going to react.
Right.
I can only control my own performance.
And your own effort.
Yeah.
And when you focus on what you can control, you're going to feel a lot more empowered.
Less stress.
Less anxious.
Yeah, because you're not wasting energy on things that are outside of your control.
Exactly.
I like that.
So those are just a few tips for how to stop caring so much about what other people think.
Gratitude.
mindfulness.
I think those are all really helpful.
I think so too.
And I
Yeah.
think the most important thing is just to remember that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Everyone struggles with this to some degree.
It's a normal human experience.
And it's something that we can all learn to manage.
Absolutely.
With a little bit of effort.
And a little bit of self-compassion.
Yeah.
It's okay to be imperfect.
It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to not be liked by everyone.
What matters is that you like yourself.
That you're true to yourself.
And that you're living a life that is authentic and meaningful to you.
I love that.
Me too.
You know, it's funny.
What's that?
We've been talking about not caring what people think. But this whole conversation has actually made me realize that I do care what people think.
Yeah.
It's a paradox.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we want to be free from the burden of other people's opinions, but we also want to feel connected and loved.
Exactly.
So it's like, how do you find that balance?
Right.
Where you're not so caught up in what other people think that you lose yourself, but you're also not so detached that you isolate yourself.
It's about being selective.
Selective.
Yeah.
About whose opinions you value.
Right.
So like, I care what my close friends and family think because I trust their judgment.
Yes.
And I know they have my best interests at heart.
Exactly.
But I don't need to care what some random stranger on the internet thinks.
Right.
They don't know me.
And their opinion is probably more about them than it is about you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like their own baggage that they're projecting onto you.
So it's like figuring out which opinions are worth considering.
Yes.
And which opinions are just noise.
And recognizing that not all criticism is created equal.
Right. Some criticism can be helpful. Like if it's constructive.
Yes.
And it comes from a place of kindness.
And it's specific now.
Yeah, like it's something that you could actually work with.
Right.
But if it's just someone being mean, then you can just let it go.
You don't have to take it personally.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
It's about them.
Exactly.
So we've talked about a lot of different things today.
We have.
About how to stop caring so much about what other people think. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is that it's a process.
It is.
It's not something that happens overnight.
Right.
It's something that you have to work at.
It's a practice.
Yeah. And it's okay to make mistakes along the way.
It's okay to have setbacks.
Yeah.
The important thing is to just keep practicing.
Keep coming back to those tools and techniques.
Like gratitude, mindfulness,
Wow.
self-compassion.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing is to just be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Through the whole process.
Be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
And remember that you're worthy.
You're capable.
And you have the power to create a life that you love. That's a great message to end on.
I think so too.
Well, thanks for joining me today, Elena.
It was my pleasure.
It was a great conversation.
Likewise.
And to all of our listeners out there, thank you for tuning in.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
And we'll see you next time.
For another interesting conversation.
Until then, keep learning and keep growing.
Take care.